Alright. Um. Alright. So, hello to everyone who's watching or whatever. I'm not gonna be fully paying attention, but as you can tell by the live's title, I'm explaining the jobs in my world, and I think right now there's like 2 people who have jobs. If you have fully can't, I'm not sure if I should give any other people jobs yet. It's only if they want the job is when I can have the permission to give them one. But as you can tell from the YouTube name, I changed it from the Dreaded Pirate to a Vampire Hunter, which is an actual job in my world. Leon's job, not Leon Sonic, but Leon the Hedgehog, has a job of Dragon Hunter. But for everyone else's job, I'm not pretty sure. It's just that in our world, my world specifically, there's different jobs, different skills you can have. Like, oh, if you have a skill in cooking, you could possibly be in like a cooking guild. Like, it just depends on what you want. Like, oh, do you want this? Do you want that? Which one do you want? Like, if you want a job, you have to apply for one and practice and train on it. Like, all that boohickey and all that stuff. And I'm not sure if anyone else would want a job in my world. I'm not sure about that yet. But the only ones I know that have jobs are me and Leon so far. It's just I need to figure out which others actually have other jobs too. Because I gotta figure it out. I am kind of sick, sadly. So if you're kind of hearing me like sniff a little bit, it's because I'm a little sick right now. It's not like I'm sick. It's just I'm a little sick. I'm not sick. I'm just a little sick. Don't worry. Just runny nose and that's it. uh. Anyways, yeah. So at least like a third, or at least like a whole bunch of the population of Mobians. There's at least like a plentiful amount of jobs for anyone to get, anyone to have. Like, there's a plenty bunch of jobs you can get. It's just you gotta train and learn and figure out how it works, all that stuff. I'm very sad to hear my brothers from down the hallway. They just woke up way before me. And if I remember, there is one forbidden job that no Mobian is allowed to have unless if you are willing to take the risk. It's the job of hunting EXEs. The thing is, you guys know that that's not a really good job. Think about it. You have to go across. You gotta look around. You gotta search for EXEs that are terrorizing the world and all that stuff. And thing is, there's barely any of them in Robin's world. So the job has been forbidden ever since because it's technically a scam. The the job's a scam. So pretty much you can't get the job, you can't get it, and the uh the mayor surprisingly decided to ban that job. The mayor decided to ban the job and pretty much was like, yeah, no one's allowed to have that job at all. No one's allowed to have it because one, it's kind of useless and it's kind of a scam. So trying to hunt EXEs is kind of a scam because there's barely any in my world. There's barely any, so it's a really bad scam if you just want to waste your time and training for it. It's just a really uh bad scam where this could potentially mean that you have to find a new job, and applying for a new job will possibly take either a few weeks or way longer than that. It just depends on when did you start and when did you quit the job. It just depends on how long ago it was. If yeah, you can die from it. You can die from it. You can die. So pretty much from the job, you can die from that singular job alone. And the thing is that you have to have special armor for it. But the armor is freaking expensive. The armor is like about $250. No, 250. No, if I remember, the shop owner who ended up like getting rid of the armor said it was way past 250. I think it was said it was over. I think it was $50,675. If I remember, that's the amount of the armor it was in order for you to like get protected from the EXEs whenever you ever got that job. That that's how freaking expensive it was. That's how horrifically expensive that armor is, and why it wasn't worth it for the job to still be on the list. So when the EXEs no longer decide to be a threat to my world, the job just became irrelevant. It became so irrelevant that no one even wanted to have the job. If anyone were to like, oh hey, do you want to hunt for EXEs to protect the world? Yeah, many people have decided not to engage with it. Oh, hello. Many people decided not to like take the job. They didn't even want the armor. They didn't want any supplies. If I remember, the gear is $450, which was way more cheaper than the armor was. It was way much more cheaper, and that kind of makes the waging of the difference between the armor and the gear as a stupid cost, because when people realized that this was a whole scam, they started questioning the the produce managers of why they made the armor so expensive but the gear so cheap. Like they made it so cheap that anyone could buy it but no one could get the armor. And the worst part is that the most people that have the ability to buy the armor are, not gonna lie, yes, we do call people who have at least have decent money, or at least like, no, hold on. We call people who have enough money to buy the armor as cheap payers, and the ones who have the ability to buy the expensive armor and buy the gear. Oh, we call them expensive payers. So pretty much there's cheap payers, expensive payers who always try to do it, but eventually expensive payers and cheap payers stop going to that exact stopped getting that job when realizing that it wasn't even worth it, when they realized how unfair the economy was due to the fact that, oh, the gear's cheap, but the armor is extremely overpriced. So there was no worth of getting the job. And then there's the Dragon Hunters, which is what Leon the Hedgehog has, and he wanted to know how much the job pays. So I told him that about every week he gets $400, and technically that is a worthy job if you're getting $400. For vampire hunters, aka me, you only get about, let's see, I think it's $655 per hunt. So if you come back with like 10 kills, 265 times 10, you guys know what I'm talking about. 265, 655. Oh my god. Just imagine it. 265 times 10. That is $6,550 per week. That is $550 per week. That's it. So if Leon's getting $400 per week, technically in the salary, if I remember, in each week there's 7 days in a week. So if you do 400 times 7, he's actually getting $2,800 per week. That's what he's getting. Meaning, oh, some jobs have actual good pay wages. For EXE, surprisingly, due to the lack of amount of EXEs in my world, the pay is only 200. Is not 200. 500. No, is $15 per day. Meaning, oh, if you times 15 with a whole week, guess what you get that's not worth? You get only $105, which not even isn't worth the money. That technically means that you have technically wasted all your time of trying to, I don't know, like build up and all that stuff on training, just to realize that it was never worth it. It was never worth getting the job because they pay so less. Plus, it's all because they pay so bad. So there is another job called hog hunters where they're hunting these giant boars who keep terrorizing the town because, oh, they think they're a danger in their environment when they're not. Each hunt for a hog is, you'll be shocked, $789. Yeah, per day. So if you times that by 7 after a week, you get $5,523 after that, which is a pretty good damn deal. That's a pretty good dang job. That's a pretty good job. That's a pretty good deal. It's just there's a little small tidbit that could be off about it. Is that sometimes that, oh, depending on the amount of hogs you get, it's the amount that you'll get by the end of the day. The job that sucks and is not worth it is that it's because Mobians actually protect these beings, it was actually not worth it. And they end up getting rid of people who committed treason to these beings because we live in peace with them. And here's the thing, when I said dragon hunters, I didn't say what dragon I was talking about. I'm not talking about the black dragons from Sky. No. Those are off limits. Because My Knuckles actually has a black dragon, uh, is actually raising a black dragon right now, being he's actually creating a peace treaty between species, between Mobians and black dragons. And whoever tries to hunt these beings, well, it's committed of treason, and they'll be kicked out of town. And even if they assign into the next town, they have to make sure not to commit treason with any beings that resides in the town or they're trying to make peace with, all that stuff. Because the more you think about it, black dragons are pretty scary at night. You won't be able to see them. All you can see is their spotlight. It's just that the only one right now in my world is the one that Nux is raising. So Dragon Hunters is kind of sucky, but it is worth it if you hunt any other dragon besides the black dragons. Then there's the EXE job that was banned, as I said. It sucked because it wasn't worth it, because within a week, and depending on how many EXEs you got, because you only get $15 per day. By the end of the week, if we do like 15 times 6 or 15 times 4 or something, like let's say you got 4 EXEs by the end of the week. You wonder how much that is? $60. $60. Meaning the job wasn't worth it and deserved to be banned from the job list. It deserved to be banned from there. And then there's the what was it? If I remember, this one was actually allowed for at least like a short bit of time, but then it just got removed by the mayor, because here's the thing. The mayor realized that there's kind of no point in the job if no one has applied for it within 3 years. The the job was what was it called? If I remember, I remember it was called. Let's see. This was actually pretty freaking hilarious. It was so hilarious. It's called multiverse hunting. And the thing is, no one wanted to apply because it's a danger to the multiverse. No one wanted to do that for 3 years. So they got rid of it from the list too. They got rid of that. So pretty much about like a whole crap load of jobs were on the list for a while, or possibly like longer than that, and then were just removed because no one wanted to apply, or they just didn't like it, or admitted something else like really really bad. Uh and the multiverse crap is kind of bad to try and oh no, to try to try and get these jobs, and it wasn't even worth to get them. So if I remember properly about another job is called the gem maker, where you make these really beautiful gems for jewelry, for other things like luxury items or all that stuff. But the problem is there's also a cooperative job called the mining job, where they have to be in the mines for only 3 hours and then take a break for 2 hours, so that way, oh, they get a lot of stuff, and then once they take a break, um then they can continue gaining gems for their cooperative company, which is the gem maker. So the thing is, they share a salary. So, and the hold on, and the thing is, let's see, each jewel. costs $700, and each jewelry or luxury item costs $528. So times that on, I gotta do something real quick. And times that by 7, by the end of the week, they get $7,774. So pretty much they get a whole lot of money. It's just that sometimes people do try stealing stuff, meaning they lose a good bit of wage money. But they eventually like try telling people saying, "Oh, hey, did you see this? Did you see this luxury item? Did you see this jewel?" In order to see like, oh, which item got what person got what item, and 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 pretty much they have a really 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 good job together. But then again, about the EXE hunting thing, uh the also reason why it was banned is because we all know Seth, right? Seth looks like an EXE to me, I think, but looks like an EXE to me. And uh I remembered that most EXEs who became like normal, just normal people with manners, and I think with boundaries, they are considered as Mobian citizens. So that technically means that that technically meant that it just technically meant that it just technically meant uh that that it's not allowed to hurt the EXE Mobian citizens, because doing that will put you in jail. That puts you in jail, and you will be seen as a very as like a an Eggman spy, meaning you're working with Eggman and you are right now a threat with that means you're right now a threat to the world, and you could be put under trial of it. Yes, the thing. That's the reason why the job was banned. Is because, oh, most people are friends with these EXE Mobian citizens, and it's kind of not worth trying to hurt them and stuff. So pretty much the wager, the jobs, and all that stuff. You just gotta think properly of what you're gonna find, what you're gonna look for, all that stuff. You just gotta find properly what you're looking for. And if you can't find the right thing, you're just pretty much finding the wrong job. You're you're finding the wrong jobs. You have to find the right job that pays good and all that stuff. Find the less expensive items for uh for dragon hunters. Which the thing is, Leon's only hunting the very the. This is only an exception for Leon, because not Leon Sonic, Leon Hedgehog, Because the thing is, these black dragons, oh, they're over here attacking the town, all that stuff, and they're the and black dragons who attack the town are the only ones that Leon the Hedgehog is the only one to exterminate, and he uses their scales and their spotlight to create his own armor. That way, he doesn't need like his own armor, his own weapons, all that stuff. That way, he doesn't even have to like buy anything and all that stuff. And that particularly meant that and that particularly meant that it meant that yeah, that that's sometimes when you're allowed to do something, you might as well not overuse it, because overusing it is not really that worth it, and overusing it could like put you in deep trouble for it. So sorry. Uh you shouldn't attempt it if you're not allowed for it. Meaning, oh, if you have really good job wager, all that stuff, because the job you have is actually really worth it, and the job's not heinous, horrendous, and obviously so scamatory that it was never worth it. Uh, it then just hits you that it was never worth it to try. It was just never worth the try. It was horrifically never worth the try. Oh Lord of mercy. Seems like my brothers had opened the window. God damn it. And pretty much uh uh to say it like properly, possibly, then no one is allowed to hunt the evil and mainly like attacking black dragons without permission from the mayor himself. So pretty much, in order to like have the ability to make your own armor and your own weapons, you just need like the permission for it. And if you don't get the permission, it it kind of sucks. Meaning that pretty much you're just like you're just getting yourself in trouble for doing something you're not supposed to. And that also means that you're not only getting yourself in trouble for no reason, you're just doing it in order to like get the scales, in order to like make your own armor, your own weapons, all that stuff. It's just not worth it to do. And that with the amount that you can get from just hunting like other dragons besides those ones, it's technically worth something, but it's not all that worthy. Gotta hold on, I gotta mute real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. And, back to the job things. So, there were multiple jobs that were there, then they were removed, and then they didn't, then they weren't allowed to, be back onto the, they weren't allowed to be back onto the job market.
See you later.
There we go, okay.
See you later.
Damn.
See you later.
Damn, not even the safety bounce can save me from that.
See you later. See you later.
Yes, let's go. That works.
Wow. I believe in you.
I tried to focus, that's why I stopped talking all of a sudden. Damn! Alright, so this could mean that I can't use this. Alright. Anyways. So, pretty much, multiple jobs were removed due to the low pay, the expenses of equipment, armor, all that stuff. Like, it just took, like, way too much money. Like, it took way too much, and then eventually it just, like, I don't know, it's like if all, like, so much of the money just decided, let me fall down the drain and see what happens. That's what technically happens. It's like, oh, let me just fall down um the drain. Dude, let's let all the money just go down the drain. Oh my nose. It kind of sucks for that type of like money to go down the drain because Thing is, there's good jobs, but then eventually just get rid of. They just get getting rid of because of all the other type shit. So I don't want to be yapping for more than another hour. So yeah, this is gonna come to an end for that. So have a good day, have a good night wherever you are.